Hello and welcome to this solo review of Canadian Peak blended Canadian whiskey. And my research shows that this trademark was first used in 1961. I had never heard of this product before. I bought it about 2 years ago at Hocus Pocus Liquor, Wine and Beer, Hocus Pocus Spirits in Prairie View, Louisiana on US Highway 61 northbound. Pretty famous liquor store in southeastern Louisiana, well, the Baton Rouge area at least. So I saw it online, and they had another one I wanted to get from the USA, and I said, let me go ride over there and it might have only been in 2021 when I bought this, but it was like $16. I said, I don't know who makes this. And then it said, County Line Distillers, Louisville, Kentucky. That's who bottles it. I said, oh, Sazerac. Should have known. And then the American blended whiskey I bought was, you could tell it was Sazerac also. I said, oh, okay. Product of Canada. I know this is made in Quebec, the province of Quebec, and the city of Montreal at the old Montreal distillery, which Sazerac bought. I believe they bought it from Seagram's. And once they bought that a few years ago, I said, watch, there's going to be new Canadian whiskeys coming out everywhere, or old brands that had died out. This was a brand produced by Majestic Distilling of Baltimore County, Maryland. And that makes sense because Sazerac bought Majestic Distilling, which they still own that plant. And I said, okay, they brought it back. Real cork, real wooden cap. Getting over a cold. I'm feeling pretty good. At Rouse's, local southeastern Louisiana, Mississippi, southern Alabama grocery chain, I started seeing a Royal Crest. Similar bottle design. I started looking at it. It says like Royal Crest Distilling, Louisville, Kentucky. I said, okay. Just like I thought. Everybody's gonna start seeing more and more of these things. That was $19.99. I didn't buy it because I said it's probably not the same exact blend, but it's probably very similar. Now, whether people at Rouse's are buying it, I don't know, but they're prominently displaying it at all their stores. But yeah, a lot of people are looking for a bargain, and they might check it out once at least. So when I emailed Diageo in 2018 about VO Gold, they were saying to me, well, we're going to discontinue it in 2018, so it's going to go away. I said, oh, okay. That's the 8-year age Seagram's VO. But then they, later that year, sold many of the Seagram's brands to Sazerac. And now, since Sazerac took it over, I'm seeing more and more and more VO Gold. So Sazerac must have said, oh, we're not discontinuing it. Oh, no, we escalating it. Not only that, the price for VO Gold has dropped a little bit. Okay, it's golden, deep gold, looks nice. Here in the late afternoon, it's been cloudy all day. The humidity level is astronomical, but there's a nice breeze. And it's not really that hot. It never was that hot the whole day. Now, when I cut the grass, I was sweating, like madness. But the humidity, you sweat if you just sit here. But it's okay. It feels okay. When we did the Duo review, we were thinking, it's kind of bland, but let's see here in the solo. Like I said, $16. Now they've got the jug, the handle, the big glass handle at Hocus Pocus right now for like 27. That's not too bad because a handle of Crown Royal is going to be 45. But you say, but that's Crown Royal. This is some Obscurio from 1961. I know. But these off-brands or independent brands, it doesn't mean they're bad. They're just not prominent. It might mean they're bad. All right. Smells like good. There's something strange about it. It's like a nut oil, but it's something else. It's an alcohol component, like a it's like one of those liquid things that the people light or they plug in, the plug-ins, and it makes the room smell nice. I don't ever buy those, but I know what those are. Yeah, it's some kind of perfume. It could be coming from anything because remember, the Canadian whiskeys can include wine, which have to be aged a certain amount, I think 2 years in oak barrels. You say, well, what if they're putting in some kind of like strong cream sherry, 18% cream sherry? Yeah, it could give it like a strange aroma or some brandy. And remember, just say brandy. It could be, who knows, apple brandy or other exotic things. And there's some rye spice too. Let's go with the taste. Of course, that can't be above 9 point, I think 9 point something. It's 9 point something percent. The flavorings, you know, the brandy, the rum, the sherry wine, or it could be white wine. Even bourbon from the U.S. You know, the other 90% got to be Canadian whiskey, aged at least 3 years. Mainly corn, doesn't have to be. Corn grain whiskeys, column still. Then they might have some copper pot still, single malt whiskeys, rye whiskeys, wheat whiskeys. Okay, so it's not as dull as I first thought. There's definitely a nutty component. Now, what kind of nut? I don't know. Like Brazil nut. It does kind of remind me of that. It's hard to say. There's a little rye spice. I'm thinking the rye level must be kind of low, although I know Sazerac's, Buffalo Trace, Sazerac, Glenmore, they kind of known for kind of unusually high rye products. Medium body, medium long finish. Well, there's a cream. I don't think they're adding cream sugar cream to it, you know, but yeah, it's demure. As an old beer reviewer we used to do reviews together, told me demure. You know, meaning like very low profile and well, I have a feeling this is going to do quite well in the taste challenges against Crown Royal. I don't know about Crown Royal Black now, but or the Northern Harvest. Well, never mind, that's a rye. I wouldn't bring that in. The bourbon mash, blender's mash, couldn't really compete against those. But the other ones, all these other Canadian blends I have, I mean, some that, no, it's not going to compete against Canadian Club 12-year special edition small batch, because that's special, a little bit expensive, and a little bit expensive, and it's too dark and rich in the flavor to confuse with other products. But for all those others that I have, I'm not going to name them all. I got so many. Some people would see and say, you got too many. Perhaps. I could see this getting into a real scrappy tournament. I see that happening coming up. If I could identify that underlying, I guess you could say it has an exotic flavor. Maybe it's not proper. I don't know. It's like Canadian whiskey. Anything can happen. But if you see this around, I would recommend it. I'm not going to give an unqualified recommendation like, oh no, you got to have it. I'm not going to go that far. I would just say, yeah, it's something to check out. I think it's worth it for $16. Now, $19.99, like the Royal Crest. Well, now that's debatable. I didn't buy the Royal Crest. I said I got too much now. I'm not totally thrilled with that price. I can get Buffalo Trace, not Buffalo Trace, sorry, Sazerac Rye, for example, for $1 less, $18.99. And I know that's good. So I could pay $18.99 for Sazerac Rye, or I get an unknown. But for $16, yeah, it was definitely worth biting on it. So Canadian Peak embodies the adventurous, there's no website listing, so I may as well read it. Embodies the adventurous spirit of the Canadian Rockies with its bold, rich creaminess and spicy finish. Yeah, it is kind of spicy, and I keep talking about the cream, right? So that makes sense. This exemplary Canadian is perfect, expertly aged, and select oak barrels, resulting in a perfectly balanced, mellow whiskey that's as worthy of exploration as Canada's great outdoors. So it's got the mountains you could see on the back, and you can see through the label and see the wilderness of Canada, even though it's made in a big city in the east, but it's probably grains from the west. Yeah, check it out. I'm glad I did. I got a lot of it left to taste challenge with, so that's going to be fun. Still looking at or thinking about it. Potter's Crown, thinking about it. Did I say I was going to get us? I was thinking about it. Canadian Lake, perhaps. Royal Crest. I mean, I might go to Rouse's one day, and if they bring it down to like $17.99 on a special, super special, yeah, I'll bite. And Ensign Red and all of those that I see at Total Wine, I don't think they're technically a private label, but they may as well be, you know what I'm saying? But I could try those. I tried one of the Ensigns, and it was fine. Yes, but there's so many to talk about, we can't even begin to scratch the surface. So Les Bon Temps Relais, I'm going to score this, don't remember what I scored it in the last one. I think it was a B, something like that. I'm going to score this one, yeah, I'll go B plus, 88 out of 100, 8.8 out of 10. The unusual nature of it does give it an interest level that it brings it up. It does make it very good. Everything don't have to be like everything else. Of course, we all know that. So, Les Bon Temps Relais, and I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all go to New Orleans, Louisiana, and visit the Sazerac House. Oh yeah, they'll have a section on Canadian whiskey.